And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
The Three Musketeers makes for an exciting book. It makes for a very exciting movies. Many movies have been made about it. And yet we really don't see a lot of games that are set in this era that really have anything to do with the Three Musketeers. You have the Queen's Necklace, and there's other games which are interesting games, but are they really about the Musketeers? Well, guess what? This new game from Fred Distribution, Musketeers, is still not really about the Musketeers. It's really a card game worthy of being designed by Reiner Knizia because it's all about numbers and trying to play the right number card at the right time. That's not to say that it's not fun. I find it a very lightweight, amusing game. However, the strategy seems to have a flaw in the fact that if you draw really good cards, it does not matter too much what you do. Let me show you, and you'll see why.
Each player is dealt 12 Musketeer cards from a deck. These cards are going to show various numbers at the top of Musketeers, which shows their relative power. So you'll look at these Musketeers and look at these numbers, which go from 0 all the way up to 10, and you'll decide which of 3 of these you are going to make your pay cards. For example, I might pick the 7, the 9, and a 4. Those are my 3 pay cards. I put them face down. The rest are going to be the cards I play with. So, if you put down cards that are high in value, you can win more money at the end of the round, but you're also giving up good cards with which you can play. Now that sounds intriguing, and I think it might be more intriguing if everybody had the same deck of cards. I don't know why the game couldn't do that. It sounds like it'd be much more strategic if everybody started with 0 through 10, and then you had to figure out, exactly which cards to put down, and everyone had the same mix. But if I get a whole bunch of cards that are 10s, then it really doesn't matter what I put down. I can put down 10s and keep 10s in my hand. That's my biggest problem with the game, but I digress. Each turn of the game, or in each round, we're going to turn over a cardinal card. Wrong pile. Here we go. Cardinal cards are red to show how evil they are. Each cardinal card will show a group of the Cardinals' men coming to get us. Ooh, 18. So there's 18. Let's say there's 3 players in the game, and we all play a card face down. 9. These are the 3 cards played face down in a 3-player game. We see 6, 6, and 9. That comes to a total of 21. Is 21 greater than 18? Yes! Hoorah! We've won! Now, the person who played the 9 then gets the reward. What is the reward? It's a gem card. They take this gem card and put it on top of one of their pay cards. At the end of the round, they will get double points for that card. If there's a tie, let's say the 6s were the highest. If there's a tie between 2 numbers and you look at the bottom and there's a number of crossed swords, whichever one has more crossed swords, they win the tie. So there's really no tied cards. In essence, this is a 6.1 and this is a 6. If everyone loses, let's say a 6, 6, and a 0 were played. Some slacker threw a 0 card down there. Then we've lost. The Cardinal players have won, and whoever contributed the least gets a jail card, which they must put on top of one of their cards. At the end of a round, the card underneath the jail card gives you no money. And this continues. There are 3 jail cards, and there are 3 jewel cards. If you are all full up and you win a round, you can remove one of your jail cards instead of adding a gem card. If you have a gem card and you need to take another jail card, you instead lose a gem card. And if there aren't enough cards to go around and you need a gem card, for example, you can take that card from somebody else if there are none available in the neutral pile. The round ends after everyone has played 9 cards. You then, for example here, I will take this card out of the running because it was underneath the jail. This would get me 18 points because it's doubled, and this would get me 14 points. It's also doubled. The highest score wins. Or you can play multiple rounds until someone gets to 100 points, and then that person wins.
There's a lot of entertaining ways that this game comes together. In the sense, I'm playing a card down and I'm trying to guess, are you going to play a higher card, and why waste one of my high cards? I like that idea of the game. I just think that it could be so much better if each player had the same cards in their hands. I think that there would be a much more even flow of how the game worked. The randomness kind of takes a game that's simple, but yet could have some strategy, and sucks out most of the strategy to the game. It's not bad, although it doesn't remind you of the Musketeers. It's a nice small tin container easy to carry around, easy to explain to people, easy to play. It just seems like there could have been more included in this game, and it's just not there.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.